Welcome to BVK, Buddy V's Kitchen. So today what I want to cook for you is a mushroom risotto. And when people hear mushroom risotto, they get scared. They're afraid to make it. They think there's too much work and stuff like that. If you do it correctly, it's worth the work. All right, so now it's time to talk about the ingredients. We have some risotto, okay? We have some onion chopped. I have a little bit of white wine. We have some Parmesan cheese. We have some garlic, salt, pepper, you know, staple. We put salt and pepper in everything. The secret ingredient is the different mushrooms. And my dad always used the baby bellas here, or the white button mushrooms, and I added the porcini mushrooms, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna put hot water on these mushrooms, and what's gonna happen is the hot water is gonna actually tenderize them and extract the most delicious, potent mushroom flavor that you can get. So first thing I'm gonna do here is we're gonna take our porcini mushrooms, have them in a bowl. I'm gonna take some boiling water, and I'm just gonna pour that right over them. And you can already see that these mushrooms are starting to actually come back to life. And the smell that I'm getting off of these mushrooms is incredible. And you can see that the water is starting to almost be like a tea, right? Like that's what's gonna happen. Over time, this is gonna intensify. So now I'm gonna put these guys to the side, and I'm gonna let nature take its course. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna saute our mushrooms. So I'm gonna take a little bit of garlic here. I'm gonna take some olive oil, and I'm gonna put some garlic cloves in there. Bada bing, bada boom. And then we're gonna add the mushrooms. I put about 5 garlic cloves in here. So we're gonna start with our baby bella, or cremini mushrooms, technical term. Now we're gonna add our baby bella. You could put any mushroom you want in here. There's no right or wrong. This is how I do it. Your mother might have did it different. The region in Italy where you came from might do this different. It's all good. It's all cooking. This is about love here. If you want to know exactly how many cups of mushroom, where it's all written down technical, look in the info section. So I add a little bit more oil to it. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper because I always put layers of flavors in what I do. I'm gonna put this inside the risotto, which is gonna cook it even more. So this is just to soften the mushrooms a little bit, and then we're gonna be ready to rock and roll. You wanna cook these down. They're gonna release their own natural juices, which is really gonna give that mushroom risotto that extra bada bing. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? So now that I got these mushrooms done, I'm just gonna take these off, put them to the side over here. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start with our oil and our onion. All right, so now I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to here, add some pepper, and now we're about ready to add our risotto. Okay, so now that our onions are a little softened, I'm gonna add our risotto to it, okay? And before I add any juice to it, this is what we call toasting the risotto. So you're gonna see this is gonna become dry. And the trick with risotto is not burning it, not letting the bottom stick. So now that I got the onions a little softened and I toasted my rice, it's time to add the white wine, which is gonna deglaze the pan. And I'm gonna just make sure that any of those little onion bits and all that goodness is just gonna come off the pan and go into our risotto. Now it's time to start adding the other liquid. So now that we got that nice and hot, I'm gonna start to take from my chicken stock and pour it in. You see how quick that risotto wanted that juice? It's like slurp, 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 slurp. And I'm gonna do a little bit more too. It's gonna be ladle by ladle. Okay, and I'm gonna cook this and stir this until the rice picks up all the flavor. Now while that's starting, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna use this magic juice right in with my chicken stock because we don't wanna lose that. Now we have that delicious porcini juice in with our chicken stock, which is gonna intensify everything. So I'm gonna add a little bit more juice to this. So you gotta keep this back and forth, and it's probably gonna take about 15 to 18 minutes to get this fully cooked. So you're gonna go back and forth, and you're gonna add it ladle by ladle, stir it, you know, every single ladleful, get all these beautiful flavors together, and it's gonna be delicious. What I'm gonna do is take my porcinis, and I'm just gonna run my knife through them. And then I'm gonna put these guys right inside our risotto and really intensify the flavor. Little bit at a time, we're gonna add all that delicious goodness into there. See how the rice is starting to get fat? It's adding all that juice to it. Yum, yum, yum. My kids like this. And it's a good way to get the kids eating mushrooms. The risotto is starting to plump up. Pour the rest of that stock in there. And now that this is just about done, I'm gonna come back to my mushrooms here. I'm gonna add them in for the last little bit to really bring everything home. You're gonna have the juice from the mushrooms, the risotto, all the flavors are really coming together for the last little stint here. And the mushrooms are gonna release the rest of their juices too. I'm gonna taste it just for a little textural and salt content. Needs a little more salt. Now, I definitely have a heavy hand with the salt, but that's me. And you're trying to get that perfect consistency where the rice doesn't turn to porridge, but it's soft enough where it's not too al dente. So the last and most important ingredient, I think, is some Parmigiano cheese. So now that this is just about ready to be done, I got the liquid out of it. Because remember, this is gonna continue to absorb that liquid. So even though it may look like there's a little too much liquid in it, it's gotta feel a little stiff to stir. That's what you're looking for. This is a perfect risotto. I'm gonna shut it off here. Then we're gonna add the last secret weapon, some Parmesan cheese. But look at the texture of that. I mean, does that look perfect? Let's taste it. Let's see. Now this is incredible. Not bad for a friggin' baker. I mean, you got the perfect texture of the rice. You got the mushroom flavor. It's creamy, it's dreamy. A little bit of the cheese at the end comes through. It's really a perfect melody of mushrooms, rice, and cheese. Bravissimo. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you want me to cook next. Click on one of these to watch one of my other videos, and click down here to subscribe. See you next time. We love you.